In this video, we are going to learn about a lot of important core concept of Android. We are going to learn about how we can take input from users inside our Android applications, how we can build some beautiful interactive layouts, and what are the key components to use when we are building some layout. We are going to learn about navigations in Android, how we can navigate from one screen to another screen, and how we can take the user input some data from one screen to another screen. Let's start Android Studio and open the project which we created so far. This is the project we created in our last video. If you are new to this series and if you want to check how we can use Android Studio and how we can create this application, you can check out in the playlist on my channel. Okay, and now let's start. Let's open this project. Firstly, we can open this project window. Okay, and we already learned that we can expand all the files, or we can just find out the open file by clicking on this symbol. This is the file we are right now seeing here. Okay, now let's see how our application is looking as of now in the emulator, right? And how we can see that we have this device manager symbol here. We can either click on this, and here we have our emulator. We can run by clicking here, or we can run our project directly by clicking on this green button. Let's click this and let's see how our project is looking as of now. So our application is installed and this is how it looks like. This is the screen we are looking right now, and this is coming from this layout. We can click on this. We can also find out this file here inside our layout folder. So far we know that whenever we create a project, we can add a empty activity or any other kind of activity, and that activity comes up with one .kt Kotlin file and one .xml, which is a layout file. How we can create layouts ourselves, or how we can enhance the layout, and how we can build the actual UI we are looking for inside our application. Let's start implementing our own layout, our own UI. Okay, and for that we need to go to this layout file. Okay, and for now let's delete this, and don't worry at all, we are going to build from very basic and then we will enhance our code to be a kind of production ready code. Okay, and to start with, let me tell you the basic and most common used layout, which is called linear layout. Layout is nothing but a screen, you can understand. So we are seeing this white screen here. This you can understand kind of a layout. So if my friend Leo Learner is also watching this video and he's thinking, like many of you will think, what is a layout basically? Okay, so if I want to explain you all in simple word, a layout is basically a screen which you can see in any application. If you are using WhatsApp, if you are using Instagram, you see different kind of screens, right? Those screens you can consider like a activity, and a activity always has a layout. Activity means any screen you see in WhatsApp or Instagram will have two things in your Android Studio project. One Kotlin file where you will write all the logic, and one UI file which will be XML file where you will build all the UI. So if we consider our basic application, so we are seeing this layout, this is screen, some blue toolbar is there, and then this white background and one text view is there. If we want to make any different layout in place of this, we need to code inside our XML file. And then if we want to perform any action, suppose you want to change the color of this text, and suppose you want to change the background color, so all of those logical thing we need to write code in Kotlin, and that we will write inside our main activity, this Kotlin file. Okay, to update our layout we have multiple options. Let me just minimize this emulator tab. So first of all, either we can write the code in XML inside our activity underscore main.xml. We can write the code here and it will reflect in our layouts. Okay, another option we have here is design. If we click on this, we get this design editor window. We can minimize this project window by clicking here. We can resize this. So here Android Studio provide us few default view. View means any button or any text or any image, everything is a view. Okay, in Android everything, every text, button or image you see, that is a view. We can also drag and drop these views inside our XML layout. Okay, and right now you will be thinking why I am seeing these two windows, one is white and one is blue. This is basically the blueprint in the right side. If we want to hide this, we can click here. We can just click on the design and it will only show how our screen is looking right now. We also have option just to see the blueprint like this. but let's just select design for now. Okay, and let's go back to code, because we will learn by writing code ourselves. We are not going to just drag and drop things, because we need to learn what is happening, how we can write the code ourselves. We can click on this and we will come back to the coding window. Here we can just click on this split mode and we will resize the design to look smaller, and we can focus more on our coding window. To start with, we will use linear layout. Okay, and then these are to predefined attribute width and height. This is automatically added here. We need to click on this and it will show us Android attribute namespace is missing. So we can just click on this, add Android prefix, and it imported this Android namespace. And now we can just reformat it like this, and we need to take this Android here as well. Okay, so basically every attribute we need to assign with this Android colon this namespace. Now here height we need to give match parent. For now we want to cover our entire screen, so we can give match parent. We need to give width also match parent, and we can add this bracket symbol. This is the starting tag of our linear layout, and this is the ending tag of our linear layout. Okay, we can also give here wrap content, but for now, as we want to cover the entire screen, we have given match parent. We can change the background color by adding this attribute. We can change this black color, and you can see our screen is looking black. So you will be thinking like how we got this black color. We have not defined any color yet, so we can click on this. Just click on the command and then click here. So this is the colors.xml file which Android Studio created for us when we created our project. Find this file by clicking here. Inside values we have this color.xml. Okay, we can define here any other color as well with the help of this color name. Let's say we want to add the orange color. We can just add the code for this color, and now our color is added. Now inside our XML file we can use that color which we defined, and it will update inside our layout. Right, like this it can update. So for now let's go back to white color only, and for now let's minimize this. Now we have our coding window, and here we are seeing our design. So now inside our linear layout we can add some children's. Okay, to add a text view we just need to write this text view, and inside width, based on our requirement, if we want to fill up the entire width we can give match parent. For height also we can give match parent, and then we can close the text view tag. We can change the background color here. Let's give background as black. So did you notice our text view is covering the entire screen, because we have given height and width as match parent, and the background of our text view is black. That's why it's covering the entire screen. If we want to just take the normal height wherever our text will fit in, we can just give wrap content. So you can see our text view is only taking this much space. For now let's remove this background and let's add some text here. Okay, so let's say we want to add one text 1. Okay, so right now everything looks fine, there is no error, nothing. Now if we want to add one more text view here, let's add one more text view and let's add text 2. Okay, it is showing us one error, red color, wrong orientation, no orientation is specified. In our linear layout we always need to specify the orientation, in which orientation these two children should be placed. Either it should be placed from top to bottom or left to right. We need to specify that here inside our linear layout, this orientation. Either it can be vertical or horizontal. So if we define vertical, you can see the error is gone, and now our both texts are showing up. But it is looking very small, right? We can update the text size here. Let's say we want to specify 16 SP. Okay, and then same thing we can add inside our second text. Okay, still text size is increased, but it is taking very small space and there is no margin or padding. Margin or padding means some extra space around this text. Okay, for that we can define some manual height inside our text view height attribute. We can give here maybe 60 dp. We can give this same height here as well. Okay, now both of the text view are taking some space. If we change the orientation to horizontal, right now we are only seeing one text because it is taking match parent, the entire width. We can do this wrap content, and now we can give this wrap content here as well. Okay, now there are two texts. We can give some manual width, but suppose we want to distribute half width to each of these texts, right? How we can do that? We can use WeightSum. We can define one attribute called WeightSum, and we can define the value. Maybe we define 2. Right now our linear layout is having orientation horizontal, means this side from left to right. We have defined this entire width as 2. So you can think like this entire width from this left point to right point is defined as 2. Now we have two children. We want to divide this entire width in these two children. Okay, entire width is 2, so we can define this layout width 0 dp, and then we can define the weight here as 1. Okay, see, this is taking the half space. Now we can take this same thing and we can define here as well. Now both of these texts are taking equal space, but we want to make this text in the center. We can define something called gravity, and we can define center. See, it's coming in the center. We can take this same attribute and add inside this text view as well. Now both of the text view are coming in the center and taking equal space. Suppose we want to add one more third text, okay, like this, and we want to give this text here as 3. But right now only 2 texts are showing up. Now we want all these 3 texts should take equal space. So we can increase this WeightSum to 3. And if you notice, all of our text are taking equal space. Isn't it beautiful? That's how powerful linear layout with WeightSum and weight can be. You can define according to your needs. This is simple mathematics. You can divide your entire width from left to right in some value inside WeightSum. Then if you have 2 children or 3 children and you want to give equal space, you can divide your entire screen weight into those childs. For this text view, we can just use this background tag, and then we have multiple colors inside our colors.xml. So maybe we can use this purple 500, this one, and then now color of the text is looking very odd because it's black, so we can change the color with this text color attribute, and maybe we can use white color. Okay, now we can copy these two tags and we can paste in the second text view, and we can take this purple 700. Okay, it's looking a little bit different now. We can take these tag and add in the, and for the background we can just take this light color and we can add in this third text view. Now we have these 3 text, and all of these 3 text view are taking equal space of the width. If we want to place all of these text in vertical fashion, we can just change the orientation to vertical like this. So the moment we change the orientation to vertical, now we need to make our width as match parent or wrap content, whatever we want, but height we need to make 0 dp, and then weight will work accordingly. So if we are making orientation as vertical, our height will be 0 dp, and previously as we was using our orientation as horizontal, that time this is the horizontal, so this time width we need to make sure as 0 dp, and if we keep our orientation as vertical, we need to make height as 0 dp. So in second text view also we can make width as match parent and height as 0 dp. Okay, and in third text as well we can make width as match parent and height as 0 dp. So now you can see all of these 3 texts are taking equal space in vertical manner as well. Now let's see how our application is looking as of now. So this is our application right now, and if we want to perform any action, maybe we want to add some click listener. Click listener means if we want to do something when we click on these text view. So how we can do that? Let's add some click listeners. So before we add some click listener, we need to identify on which text we are clicking. If we are clicking on this one text, we need to identify and then we need to do some action, right? So now we are clear that we need to add some identifier for all of these views, right? So that we can identify where we are clicking, on which view we are clicking, right? So to identify, we can add some ID with this Android ID, and this @ +ID will be used whenever we are creating a new ID for any view. Okay, so we can give here ID TV, this means text view, and then we can give some name here, maybe TV1, this means the first text view. We can also give something like TV1 this way, but I prefer using this camel case convention, so we can give something like this TV text view 1. Same way we can give the ID for second text view as well, this one, and here we can write TV2, and for third text view as well we can add some identifier with this ID TV3. Okay, now we have 3 identifier, this one and then for second text and for our third text view as well. We can add one for our container as well. This is our linear layout, the parent, right? So we can add one ID here as well. This is linear layout, so we are taking initials for this. So this linear layout has two words, linear and layout, so we are taking initials. Okay, so we can add here ll parent. Okay, now we have identifiers for all of our view. Now we have multiple options to add a click listeners. First of all, we need to take references of these views, right? So how we can do that? We can come inside our own create. Okay, now let's hide our device and let's add our layout in the right side. So we can do this split and move right. Okay, and then we can take some space here. Now we have multiple ways how we can take reference. Let's start with the simplest thing. We can take this TV1. Now this is a text view. Okay, so if we want to take reference of this, we can define some text view with either we can use this late init where or we can use lazy as well. For starters, let's use late init where. We can add one TV1 and this is a text view. Okay, like this we can take, and then we can just initialize this with this find view by id. Okay, this is one method we use to find a view based on the identifiers we define. We can add here r.id. R means resources, then id, then the id which we gave here in the text view. So we can take this and we can add here. Okay, now let's hide this and let's code for the other text view. So we have two more text view, right? So we can just press command D and it will press to duplicate lines, and then we can give name for other two text view TV2, and then for TV3 as well text view 2 and text view 3, and same way we can just use this here and this id is same TV3. Okay, now we have taken the reference for all of these three text view. Now we can take reference for this parent as well. Let's declare one linear layout. Okay, and this is the name we can give same as we was giving in our id, and then we can use the same way to take reference for all of our text view and our parent linear layout as well. Now let's say we want to perform some actions, maybe some click listeners to these views. So we can set up one method. So we can write down one custom method, setup click listeners. Okay, like this, and then we can just hit option enter like this, create function. So it will create a function for us. If you don't find the shortcut, you can just write the method name and then you can copy and define with this private function and then method name, and that's it. Now inside this we can take reference of our text view, maybe the first text we take first of all, and then dot, and we have these methods from Android side, set on click listener. Okay, this one. This is a lambda function and this will execute if user will click on this text view. Inside this we can add some toast for now. Toast is a message alert for users and we can use with this toast dot make text. Okay, and for context we can take the reference of this class. So how we can take that? We can define here this is the basic context for this activity, this one. We can also do something like this at the rate main activity and then comma. Here we can define some message. So we can write first text view clicked. Okay, and then we can define some length, how much time we need to show this alert. So we can use toast dot length long or length short. So we can define length long. Okay, then we can use this function show. So this way we have added one click listener for our first text view. We can use the different length as well. Let's use short inside this, and in this as well let's use short. Okay, now let's run our application and let's see how it will behave. Okay, this is our application. So we have this much area. If we click on this, our message is showing up. First text view clicked, it is taking some time. If we click on this 2 and third text, because we have defined this length as short, so the toast alert will disappear quickly. Let's observe. See, it's disappearing little bit quickly, and if we click on this, it's taking some lengthy time duration here because we has defined length long. Okay, as of now if we click on any text, we don't see any animation or anything, right? So we can add some clickable effect with this foreground, and then we can add this question mark Android colon, and we can use selectable item background. This will add some clickable effect. Let's run our program and let's see how it will behave. Okay, so as of now this is the normal click which we are having inside our text 2 and 3. In text 1 we have added one clickable effect. So if we click on this, we can notice there is some clickable effect, right? This one. This is the simple default thing, but if we click on this, we have the clickable effect. We can add this line in other two text view as well. So if we click now, we can see all of these text view has some animation. If we click on this two text as well, it has some clickable animation. So we can add this with the help of this tag. So right now we can observe in our device there is this toolbar at the top. There is one item with this text hello world app, but we are not adding this anywhere inside our layout, right? If we open the design as well for our layout, let's minimize these things and let's zoom it little bit. So this is the design which we have designed inside the layout. But this toolbar is coming from somewhere, and if we want to remove this or we want to check from where it's coming, we can just go to the project window. We can open this manifest file here. Okay, this is the manifest file. So inside our manifest file we are having some theme. Okay, this theme is created inside our application itself. We can go to this, it's inside this themes.xml. We will cover this later, but first let's come back to manifest file and let's remove this and let's see what will happen. Okay, let's run our application. So our application is crashing. And how you can find out your application is crashing, you will see this dialog, and to find out the reason we can come to this window Logcat at the bottom. Okay, and we can scroll this little bit this side and we can go up. This is the error message caused by illegal state exception. We need to use a theme.appcompact, okay, for our activities. I will show you how to use Logcat, but for now let's try to fix the error we are getting. Okay, let's minimize this. So we don't want to add a global theme inside our application. Maybe we want to add based on our activity. Okay, so we can click here and here we can add this theme tag, and Android provides us some predefined style, so we can use some themes with the help of this @style theme. Then there are multiple themes. For starters, let's use theme.appcompact and let's see how our application will looks like with this theme. Okay, so if we are using this theme.appcompact, our application is looking like this. It's looking, some black toolbar is coming still. Okay, now let's try to use some other theme. So we can just press dot and maybe we can use light, and let's run and let's see how this theme will looks like. Now this is coming in white color because we have used light. If we want to remove this toolbar completely, we can use this no action bar. Okay, and let's see how it will looks like with this theme. So if we use this theme.appcompact.noActionBar, so right now there is no toolbar and our activity is coming up exactly we designed inside our layout. So we designed like this, it's coming exactly the same. We can also define some themes, and to define our own custom themes we can come inside this resource and then inside this values we have this theme. Here inside this theme we can define some of our themes. We can use this style, so we can name anything for our theme. Let's name it as clean theme. Okay, and we can take this same parent, this one, dark action bar and all. Okay, this one. Now let me minimize this. We can add this bracket, and this is one style created which we are creating right now. Okay, inside this we can define few attributes and we can define some primary color. Okay, and we can define maybe black as the primary color. Okay, so we can take color black, this one. Then we can define one more item, color primary variant. This will be used inside the toolbar color. Okay, here also we can define this black color. Okay, we can define the status bar color as well at status bar color, and this also we can define as black. This is one clean theme we are going to define this. And now let's try to use this inside our activity. Let's remove this theme from our activity and let's try to use this clean theme. Okay, so this is the same theme which we defined right now, and let's try to run our application and let's see how our theme is looking. So this is the theme we defined, and then we use the same theme inside the activity tag inside our manifest file. Now our application is looking like this with our custom defined theme. This is what we have inside our layout, and this is how our device is looking like. Okay, so first and foremost at the top we have this small portion where this time, Wi-Fi symbol, network symbol, battery symbol is shown. This is called status bar, and below this where this text is showing up, this is called toolbar. Okay, we can customize this inside our theme. As we have just used right now black color, it is looking all black. Now we can go to the color and we can define some more color, maybe one light black color. We can define this is little bit lighter, and then inside our theme we can use this at the top like a status symbol, and let's see how our application will looks like if we change this. Okay, so our application is installed and you can see at the toolbar our primary color is showing up, which is completely dark black, and at the top in status bar light color is showing up, which is coming from this status bar color, light black color. Okay, now let's create one new project. So we will be creating this project inside this video, and here we have some checks in place. If we enter some invalid value, we show the message please enter a valid name. We show the error message as well, and if we enter a valid name, okay, and we submit this, then we greet user with some holy images, because today in India we are celebrating a festival of colors which is called Holi. So we are showing the different holy images. We can come back, we can enter one another name, Virat Kohli, and then if we submit, it will show some other images. We can go back from here, we can again submit it, it will show one new holy image every time. Okay, like this we will be creating our project. Please watch this video till the end so that you can understand all of this core Android concept, where I will show you how we can create one basic Android application, and in next videos we will learn further all the topics. So please like this video and please share this video with your friends who are learning Android, and please subscribe to my channel. I wish you all a very happy Holi, and let's start coding. And let's close everything and let's create one new activity. We can just create one new activity. We can select this empty activity, we can name it as home activity, and we can click on this finish. Okay, now our home activity is created and we have one new layout file as well. Let's go to the layout, and for now, as we learned about linear layout, we are going to use this for now. Okay, and we can change this as well to linear layout. Let's hide this project window and let's open the split mode. Okay, this is our screen as of now. So inside our linear layout, let's specify the orientation to vertical. Now focus on what I am doing and observe the coding part. I will explain you. Let's create the layout first. Okay, let's take some color from this website material palette. Okay, we can select few colors here. So let's select deep purple and blue gray. So it will give us few colors. We can select this, we can select this color for our colors file, and we can add here light background. Let's take few more color. Let's take this as, and define one color as well. Now here define the background. Okay. For now, let's give some weight some here. Maybe we have given 10. This entire height is 10. So let's add some empty space on the top with this view. Match parent, height 0 dp because orientation is vertical, and then weight 2. Okay, it's coming here. Now let's add one button. Some text first. Submit. Define this in a string resource as well. Let's try to run this once. Right now our main activity is coming as launcher, so we can go inside Android manifest. We can take this code and end this here, delete this, add this here and add this activity tag. Okay, and exported we need to make as true because launcher activity should be exported as true. This we can make false now. And for now we can use our same theme which we have defined inside this activity as well. In a project there can be multiple activity. Right now if you notice, this is our manifest file and we have two activities, means we have two screens, but which screen we want to launch first whenever our application is launched. Earlier this screen was the launcher one, main activity, but now we are making home activity as the launcher activity. And how we can make launcher activity? First we need to make this exported as true, and then we need to add some intent filters. Okay, and these intent filters are saying there are two action, that this activity will be main and this activity will be of category launcher. Okay, now if we run our project, this home screen will be the launcher one. Okay, if we click on this and let's try to run our application again, so this activity will launch. Okay, now let's see, if we click here, SoftKeyboard comes up. So first let's take the references. So we have defined this button submit and we have defined this et username. We can define one variable here, late init var et username of type EditTexts. Okay, the next one we can define one button, that is button submit of type button. Then here we can initialize these. These are the same IDs which we gave here. Okay, this one and this one. Now let's add some click listener. Set up click listeners. Okay, we can create one function and here we want to set up a click listener on this button. Okay, set on click listener. Now first let's see if we really getting some values here, right? whatever the user entered in this edit text. So first we need to get the value. So we can take some value, username. So we can define one variable name, and we can take with the help of this et username dot get text. Okay, this function here. We can use text as well in Kotlin. And we can convert this to a string. Okay, now we have the name. So let's check if this name is null or not first. Okay, in Kotlin we have this, right, println. The same thing can be done with this log statement. We have one utility class log from Android, and we can use these kind of log, assert, debug, or error. If we want to specify anything, we have these different kind of logs. How we can do that? We can just add one log.d debug. We can add some tag. So for now let's define one tag. We can take this activity and we can define this class.java.simpleName. This will be exactly like equal to this if we define this in a string like this, but let's use programmatically. And we can add this tag over here, and we can add some message over here, user entered, and with this dollar symbol we can take the value of the edit text. Now let's try to enter something here, Harry Potter. But right now if you notice there is one next line button. If we click on this, it's going in the next line, but we don't want that, right? So we can do something, imeOption actionDone, and then input type text. Now if we run our application, so it will not come with this next button, it's coming with this done button. So if we click on this, soft keyboard will disappear. Let's enter something, Virat Kohli, and if we click on this, this will disappear. Now if we click on our submit button, let's see our code. So according to our code, when we click on this function will execute, and first of all it will calculate the name from this edit text whatever we enter, then it will try to print that name. Okay, let's click on this submit button and let's go back to our Logcat. But there are so many logs. How we can find out? We can find out based on this tag. We can take this, we can enter here, and this is the log. Okay, so user entered Virat Kohli. Now we need to make sure if user does not enter something and they click on the submit button, so we get to know, okay, user has not entered something, and let's show some alert that you need to enter some name before clicking on this submit. So we can add one alert here, if name is empty or null, this method, then we can show some error. Let's make one function, show error. Okay, inside this function we can show some toast. First of all, we can use this @home activity. We can enter some message. How we can enter some message? We can just give any string, please enter a valid name. Okay, then in the next line maybe we can add something, toast dot length short this time, and then show. Okay, so if we click on this, it will show please enter a valid name. We can also do something, we can just click on this, set error. We can extract this same string and add inside our string class, error message. Then here we can use this get string method. We can add r.string.error message, and this same error we can set here. We can set directory as well with this property. So right now if we don't enter anything and we try to click on this submit button, so we see one error, please enter a valid name. If we click on this, we see one toast message as well. This is coming from this show error function. Okay, so we can try to clear the focus of this edit text. So we can do this et username dot clear focus. Okay, we can create one utility class over here. Okay, for now let's create one utility class. Let's make it a singleton class with this object utility, and then inside this we can create some function. hide keyboard. Okay, we can add some code. This I have taken from internet as well, so don't worry. Here we are just using this input method manager, and let's pass the context here. Okay, and then we can use this context dot get system service, and we can add this safe call here. Okay, for now don't worry about this code, this is just a function we are using to hide the keyboard. Okay, so we can come here, we can add this method utility dot hide keyboard, and we can pass the context of our activity. Now let's try to run the application. So if we enter anything and if we click on this submit button, our soft keyboard is getting cleared because this hide keyboard method is also getting called. Now let's create one more activity and let's take some details there. Now let's create one more activity. We can create maybe one empty activity and let's name it as greetings activity. Inside our greeting activity, let's use linear layout first of all, and then let's set the orientation as vertical, and here we can use one image view, and maybe we want to use this as match parent, and let's give height as 0 dp. We'll use WeightSum, so let's use WeightSum as 10, and then let's define weight here as 8, so at least this much space it will take. Okay, or maybe what we can do, let's take the entire, or let's not use image view, we will use with the background itself. Okay, let's do one thing. Here we will use frame layout. Frame layout is used if you want to put one view on top of each other. Okay, now let's delete this weight sum and all, and here we can use match parent as the height as well. So we are giving our image as the match parent height, match parent width. Okay, let's give one identifier iv greeting. Okay, greeting image. To make this example little bit more interesting, let me take these pics. We have few pics and we can add here inside our drawable, inside our resource folder we can add all of these images. We have few images. Okay, few images related to HOLI, of course. Okay, we have these images related to HOLI, and let me show you how we can make this interactive application we are going to make. Okay, we can take this reference inside greeting activity, we can create one late init variable, we can use image view as the type, and then we can initialize it here dot id dot iv greeting. Okay, now we can try to set any of these images randomly, and we can define one list of, and we can define few images like this, and we can add all of the images inside this array. Okay, and let's name it as HOLI images, because in India we are celebrating a festival called Holi, and all of these images are related to Holi. And whenever we are coming here inside our own grid, let's try to set up the, now what we are going to do is whenever user enter a valid name and click on this submit, so we will take user to the greeting screen and we will show some random images and we will greet the user, okay. So to send data from this home activity to greetings activity, let's, so if name is null or empty we are showing error, else if everything is fine, redirect to greetings screen, and we will take this name as a parameter for this function, and let's create one function. Okay, so we will always come to this method whenever this name will be a valid name, so we will come inside this condition If the name is null or empty, we will show the error. Otherwise, if everything is fine, we will come inside this function. Okay. And then here we will add one intent. So first of all, we can create an intent like this. Intent is basically used for navigation. If you want to navigate from one screen to another screen, we can just give the context. We can give the activity name where we want to go. So we want to go here. We can give this class.java. Let me hide this. And we can use this start activity, and we can pass this intent. Okay, like this we can use. We can also modify this code. We can directly use this intent. We can add here. Okay, but to simplify things, let's create one new intent object, and then we will pass that intent object inside the start activity. Now we want to pass some data. Okay, so we can add something intent dot put extra. With this we can add some data. So we are passing the name, right? We can use the same value which we are getting inside this method, which is entered by user. Okay, we can also use some advanced Kotlin methods which I will be teaching you next, but let me show you. We can do something like this: apply if this is not null, which is always true, so we can remove this, and here we can just add directly put extra. We can take this value. So it's basically a key value pair. This is the key and the value will be this. Okay, to make it more simple, let me add the key as username. So username will be the key and the name will be the value which user enters. Okay, and then like this we can pass, and like this we can pass. Okay, now if we go to the greetings activity, inside on create we will get the values. How we can find out the value? We can use one variable here. First we can define one private variable. We can define maybe username, and we can define this of string type, and it can be null as well. So initial value we can define as null. Okay, now inside our own create method we can fetch this value from the intent. Earlier we used to use this get intent function, but now in Kotlin we can directly use with the property. We can check if this intent is not null, then we can use get string extra. We can also use get boolean extra if we pass something from here as boolean. We can use this one, get boolean, but for now we are going to use a string because we are passing a string. Okay, then inside this get string extra we need to use the same username, same key basically, and we will get the username. How we can find out that we got the name? We can add one log statement here. For that we need to define one tag as well, and then we can use this time directly as this just for simplicity, and to show like you can define anything. We can add a tag here, and then we can write inside on create. This is basically for our reference what value we get, so we can just use this. Now let's try to run our application and let's see what happens. Okay, we have not set up the theme inside manifest. So what we can do, we can remove this theme from here and directly we can set in the application. Okay, which theme we are going to use? The same theme which we defined. And now let's run our program and let's enter the same name or any name which you like and then submit. Now you see in home activity user entered Virat Kohli, then we came inside greetings activity, inside on create we are getting the same value as the output. Okay, now here the magic begins. What we need to do, we need to set a text view. So first of all let's go back here, or let's do something, let's set the set greeting UI. Okay, Let's create this function first, and let's take one random image. We can take from this. Then inside this function we can take reference to our image. This is the image which we have defined inside our layout, this one. And then we can set a image resource. There are multiple functions, image drawable, image bitmap, but as of now we have the resources with the help of the ID, so we can use this. Then we need to set a random image, so we can create one variable random image, and we can take the help of our list, and we can use this random function. This will return a random element based on our data which we have passed inside this list. Okay, now let's set that random image inside the image view, and now let's try to run our application. We don't enter anything, it shows a error. Then we enter a valid value and we submit it, so it shows us a image. Okay, now let's set a text also inside this screen. So right now our image is taking the full screen. For now let's try to set one image from the XML. So we can set any image from our drawable. So we can use this drawable 11 maybe. Okay, it's setting like this. So we have multiple option. We have some scale type. So if we set like this center crop, so it will take the entire space. Okay, if we set something like center inside, so it will set like this, basically the normal version. We have few other options here. We can set like this fit start, so it will take to the top. If we set fit end, it will go to the down. But for now let's use center crop. Okay, like this it will set up. Now let's add one text view as well, and let's give match parent, and height we can give wrap content. We can give some padding, maybe 18 dp. We can try to set some text, happy holi, and we are going to set the username. Okay, so right now this is coming in the black font and all, so we can just set the text color. Maybe we can take white, and for now let's use text because hint will not change. So right now it's changed. Then we can use font style, or we can use font family. Then we can use this text style bold. There are few inbuilt text, so we are using this font family cursive. We can set some text size. Okay, so we can use this maybe 40 dp. So we can use 40 sp. Okay, is it looking little bit clear or not? Should we change the color? What colors do we have? Let's see if we can use this purple. Okay, it's matching, so we can use white only for now. We can set up some background if we want, light background, but it's not looking beautiful, so let's remove this. And let's go back to, let's extract to this string happy holi wishes. Okay, and we can use the same string here, and we can use the same string here. And then let's add one identifier, TV wishes, and then we can go back to greetings activity, and here we can set up the text dot. So first of all let's add one check if this is not null, because our variable is null, so it can be null as well. Just for safety we can use this. We can write if username is not equal to if username is not equal to null, like this, and then we can set the TV wishes. Okay, we have not taken the reference, so first of all we need to take the reference. This is a text view. We can set text username. Okay, we can directly set with the property syntax as well, and we can simplify this code as well. We can check username also, and it will only come inside when this username will not be null, and then we can set as it will be the value which will be not null. Okay, now let's try to run the application again. Okay, we enter here any name, Ron. We need to take reference here as well, find view by id r.id.tv wishes. Okay, now let's run our application. Let's enter any name, Mark. So right now it is just replacing the wish with Mark, so we need to set some string template here. So we need to take with this get string, we need to take r.string dot happy holy wishes, then space and the username. Okay, like this we can form a string template. Now let's run our application, and we can enter any name. We can enter here again Virat, and it will say happy holy Virat. Okay, and for now let's remove this keyword, and for now let's remove this toolbar as well. So for this we can go to our theme, and we can make here no action bar. Okay, and this will be a full screen. So now we can enter here, or maybe in this screen we would love to, so we can revert this change here to dark action bar, and we can go back again to our manifest, and in greetings we can use theme compact no action bar. Okay, so now we have three activity, one which we created on the first main, then we have our main activity, then we have our home activity which is the launcher right now, this one, and then we have the greetings activity. So now if we run our application, so it says hello world app. Let's modify the name inside a string. We can write native mobile bits for now, and let's run our application. Okay, it's coming like this, and we enter some name here. We enter maybe Ashmita. We submit this, so it is saying happy Holi Ashmita. Okay, we go back, we enter any other name here, maybe Sachin. We submit this, it shows one new different image, happy Holi Sachin. Okay, we go back again, we enter any other name, we enter Vipul. We submit this, it shows us another image. We go back again, we submit some name, it shows us a different image. But we are always going from this phone back button. How we can go back from the application itself? We can go inside the application, we can add the parent activity name as home activity. Now if we run our application, we enter anything, maybe Bipul, and we submit. But right now we don't have the action bar, so for now let me set our own theme, this clean theme itself. And now if we enter any name, Vipul, so if we enter any name, maybe Vansh, and submit it, so we can go back with the help of this button. Okay, so that's it for the today's videos, guys. I hope I shared something valuable with you today, and some of these core Android concepts are clear. And now in the next videos we will cover more Android topics and we will create more interesting projects. Please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. I wish you all a very happy Holi. I will see you in the next videos.